Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, friends, family, and of course my fellow graduates. I'm here to reflect on the past years, predict our outstanding bright futures, and hopefully bring a tear to your eye. I would like to start by saying that this is a huge honor for you all to be here, listening to me. I'm going to tell you now that I'm not going to feed you all the hallmark version of a valedictory speech. By that I refer to the traditional comments of, as I look out here, I see future pioneers of technology, lawyers, and surgeons, because you shouldn't get your hopes up. Having high school come to an end is a bit surreal. If anything, for the reason that now I'm going to have to buy my own food. But more importantly, it accurately and concisely ends with what has been 4 great years of high school. The beginning of grade 9 started more like the beginning of a book rather than just a new chapter. We were all eager, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed minor niners, even though those of us who came from Royal Consolidated had already become experts at the ways of the big leagues of MRHS. It seems like only yesterday that we were fighting with the locks on our lockers, trying to figure out if it was day 2 or 3 to determine what class we were in, and looking to the grade 12 lean with envy and a bit of fear. We were, of course, quite naive, because with each new year, the challenges were amped up a bit. That meant math problems worse than linear equations, English speeches longer than 30 seconds, and an even bigger intent of tricking Miss McGee into giving away at least one answer on her dreaded fill-in-the-blanks. No matter how hard we tried, though, McGee wouldn't budge, but she did give us cookies. The past 12 years or so together has reminded me of the books we all read. We are all the main characters, living lives that seem to dawdle along with the heart of the action still being out of sight. Yet now we seem to have reached that event that had always been so distant. Our introductions began in kindergarten. We got a feel for the setting and the characters. From there we developed and added detail to the plot, growing into well-rounded characters through the years of elementary school and then high school, up until now, graduation. We are at the most exciting part of the book, the part that has you sitting up straight, reading as fast as your eyes can go to find out what is going to happen next. The truth of the matter is, this is just the first installment to the series. We can now say that we have finished Book 1, The Early Years, and are going to move on to writing the sequel. Chapter 1 was the beginning of our childhood, a collection of events such as elementary school, learning valuable life lessons such as use your words, be kind to one another, and stay inside the lines. This chapter also had its challenges of graduating from Velcro to laces and telling time on a clock with 2 hands. Those were some difficult times. In the second chapter, we were in our tweens, the time in our lives when we acted less like we were 13 and more like we were 30. We were pretty cool. We learned how to control our attitudes to transition from our childhood to our teenage behaviors. Amidst this difficult stage was our progress towards high school. We went to our first school dance, tried our hardest to get a squeak out of our instruments, and were taught the crafts of woodworking, sewing, and cooking. Chapter 3 is where our high school years began. Homework becoming considerably more burdensome, yet we still had time to display our school pride with the intensely competitive 12 Days of Christmas, purple-wearing save weeks, and the pep rallies filled with excitement for the impending spectacles of teacher dares. During these past 4 years, our time management has improved, not only to accommodate our school load, but to show for our extracurriculars, work, and time with friends. We were also able to work out the kinks in our personality to become the young adults that are here to graduate today. This was just a short book in our lives. We have many more pages to write, and they won't be all fun and games, but we will be heading into them with the knowledge that we have earned from these first few chapters. Not every chapter will be easy to write. Sometimes you might get writer's block, but the important thing to remember is to never stop writing. I'm going to finish this book with a list of acknowledgements. I would like to thank everyone who has been a character in my book thus far. All you have changed my story in some way to make me who I am today, and I am grateful for it. On behalf of the graduating class of 2016, I'd like to thank our teachers who went beyond their job description to be sure that we were achieving our full potential. You took the time to stay after class to explain assignments, listen to overdue scale tests, and just be there as a friend above all else. Thank you to custodial and cafeteria staff. You deserve a medal for putting up with the messes we make. Thank you to our principal and vice principal for keeping things running as smoothly as they do. We're better off for it. A thank you goes to everyone at this high school who were a part of our everyday lives and did what they could to make our high school years worthwhile. As we head into our next chapter, remember to write with pride and use every word to the best of your ability. Be fearless no matter what you decide to do, because there's no book everyone loves. Stephen King once said, "You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will."